Hello, hello. Are we live? Looks like I'm live and my mic is working. And we've got 2.5 minutes until this Advent puzzle drops. I've got my input downloader ready to go. I'm prepared to edit my template and start putting my solution in there. So I think I'm risking it here. I think day 13 was pretty easy, so I'm feeling good today. I'm not like worn out. I'm not too tired. But these puzzles should start to get hard. So if we get a hard one at midnight here, that's gonna ruin my night. I might, who knows, I might just do part 1 and then not even attempt part 2. I might even give up on part 1 because I don't want to stay up too late. I don't want to disrupt my sleep, but I think I'll at least make an attempt. We'll see how bad it is. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm just going to chill out here for a minute and a half. Filling in the picture here. Looks like a 10. Was this the 10-year anniversary of Advent Code? Yeah, they started in 2015. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 10th Advent Code. Not exactly the 10th anniversary. That would happen in 2015 if their first one was in, or 2025 if their first one was in 2015. So, looks like this is going to be a 10. You never know what's coming in part 2. Maybe there's going to be a twist in part 2 of this image. This ASCII art. There's a little Christmas tree up here. What else do we have? Is this eyes? I don't know what's going on there. All right, 30 more seconds. Here we go. I want to get into the puzzle. Confirm that that's live. Download my input. Edit my template. CD. This is day 14. I usually announce that at the beginning of the stream. Okay, we have particles, velocities. That's all I saw. So what's the input? What is my input? PV, positions and velocities. So this is the input. I don't know what this is. This is the picture of what things look like after you use positions and velocities to calculate something. Might not talk too much. Try to move fast here. 12 lines. Yeah, that's 12 lines. Okay. Should be able to echo the test input. What are we doing? Positions and velocities, they move in straight lines. Okay, 2-dimensional. Y down, although I think you can make whatever mental model you want, really. $101. What are we doing with this? All right, robots can pass through each other. Robots good at navigating gambling robots. Are they gambling? Are these robots on DraftKings.com? Maximum bathroom security. They can teleport. Okay, so they wrap around the edge of the map, like Super Mario 2 or Super Mario 3. DraftKings.bot. Hell yeah. Okay, so this guy, robot 2, 4, 2, -3. 2, 4. It's the next to the last robot. So he moves 2 to the right, and then -3, which is up because Y positive is down. And then he wraps around the edge of the map when he goes 3 more up. And then he wraps around the right side of the map to the left side. Okay, I get that. Where will the robots be after 100 seconds? That doesn't sound hard. Got the number of robots in each quadrant. And then we multiply the number of robots in each quadrant together. Okay. I think I get that. Okay, so we have like different map sizes. The real map size, I had it highlighted, 101 by 103. And then the example that they give us is 11 by 7. Can you like deduce that from the inputs? I think I should just hard code these to be safe. So this is different. It's not in the input, it's just in the puzzle text. So if we're on the test input, else we have to hard code these grid sizes conditionally. 11 wide, 7 tall. One equals 101 and 103. 101 and 103. 103. Okay. And 7. Does this work? How big is this input? It's huge. 101 by 103. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that worked. So we have like 500 lines of input. I could just hard code that. That might be the fastest thing to do. NP. It's basically the number of robots or the number of lines in the file. Okay. So we do that. NP, not NY. NY is unrelated to the size of the input data. So, what does this look like? Let's just get the numbers. I did this yesterday. And then we want to allocate the positions and velocities. P's, P or P's? Maybe P's. 2 by NP. Then V's are also 2 by NP. And then we're going to extract those from the nums array. So p's everything I is nums 0 through 2. And then v is nums 2 through 4. Okay. Is this the test input? Something is undeclared. Let. Okay. Three. Oh, God damn it, there are negatives in here. I can... Yeah, read I32s does not handle negatives. So we can treat P and V as delimiters as well as commas and spaces. Okay, 3, -3. Now I get the negatives. That's better. Now we just step through time. How many time steps do we have? Is this another thing that's hard-coded? Seconds. After 100 seconds. Oh, sometimes we have, yeah, multiple robots on top of each other. Okay, so I think we're going to mutate P's by just adding V's. And then you do modulo at each step. Could I just do the modulo all at once? Okay, so do I even need a loop? So P's plus equals NT times V's. And then we have to modulo each slice. So the X's are going to be modulo equal NX, and then the Y's are modulo equals NY. So what do those look like? We want it 3, -2. I want like a positive modulo. So I do need a loop for the modulo. What is in my utils? Is there a wrap? No, it's pmod. Modulo, but always positive. I hope this works. I think it worked last year. I think there's some kind of edge case in here that doesn't work. Pmod, ps 0I nx, and y. Okay, does that give me positive numbers? Okay, now we have positive numbers. So we have a robot at 3, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we should have 2 robots at 4, 5. 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, you don't need a for loop to step through time. You can do them all at once. Is part 2 just going to say crank this up to 1 billion? If so, that's pretty trivial with this approach. Okay, now we have to count the quadrants. So, let's just do that as a separate loop. Okay. What's this size? It's like 11 by 7. So you don't count the one in the middle, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 11. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11 divided by 2 is 5 when you truncate. So you want to be less than the bound over 2. Yeah. So we're going to have 4 quadrants. And then we're going to add them up. So if P's I have to unpack these so I don't have to type so many brackets all the time. And I's okay, if X less than NX over 2 and Y less than NY over 2, I'm going to call that quadrant 0. Let's do this as a one-liner. Now these are mutually exclusive, so they could be else ifs, but just to make it look clean, we're going to call that quadrant 1. It doesn't really matter how you label these. That, and then the sum. It's the product of all of these. $12. Okay. Let's do the real input. What are you saying here? Yeah, they remind you about the size, which is not part of the input text. Kind of weird. I think I got this. Hopefully I don't need I-64. Not too bad. What? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What does a Christmas tree look like? Is this a callback to like some previous year? They just mean a V? I don't even know what the fuck that means. What is this? Can you like show me an example of what that looks like? I don't know what the fuck that means, man. A picture of a Christmas tree. North Pole. Is there supposed to be a link here? Like, none of this text is a link. Last visit, there's a link. Like, are there barbs on the Christmas tree like you see in this image? They must mean just one triangle, right? Okay, so how many robots do we have? 500. And the grid is 100 by 100. Roughly 100 by 100. I don't know what the fuck this means. Built in. Is it a filled in triangle or is it just two? I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm not cheating. I just don't know what the fuck this is. I don't care about the leaderboard. This guy's done already. Only real answer. It can't be 2 lines. It has to be filled in, right? But is it not necessarily centered? Calc. Where's part 2? Mode. Mode. This is the quadrant counting. Where the fuck is the Christmas tree, man? Calc. Calc has a mode. Len. What the fuck is this shit about a Christmas tree? I'm so confused. This is the least clear advent of code problem I've ever seen. Do I just print it out for the I think think I just print it out for the test input and see what happens. This is so annoying. I don't know what's going on here. What the fuck is this bullshit? Every other advent of code problem, it's like, here's a problem, here's an example, here's what you have to look for. This one's like, just take a fucking guess. I'm not going to tell you what the problem is. Just guess what the problem is. This is crazy. Okay. Okay, now let's actually iterate and print everything. We're not going to do quadrant counting, right? So this is iterating over time. And now let's make a grid and print it. So this time I actually want a vector of strings, not a matrix of characters, because that's going to print better. But a matrix of characters is so much easier to work with. And then I think I just want like a cat function. Can I slice? No, I can't slice string arrays anyway. I don't think. So I think I have to do a vector of strings. Okay. I should have a function to do this, but plus equals dot. Okay. Let's call this string X. It's the string for a row. Okay, now in each time step, we're gonna get the positions, and then we're gonna fill in this string vector. So I want to iterate through the robots. I already had that loop, but let's make a separate loop. I still want to steal this. Shit. Strings are fucked up in Syntran. I think I have to copy in and then copy out. And I actually have to reset this. I should just make it local. Okay. So we have to pull out Y. Is this even going to work? I have no idea if that's going to work. That did not work. I think I need a matrix of characters. Okay, yeah, I was worried I wouldn't be able to slice this matrix, but maybe I can. Okay, can we print all the X's for this Y? Cat cares. I'm going to need a little helper function here. Cat cares. We're going to have a vector of strings. And this returns a string. Cat's a vector into one big string. I hope that works. Okay. Yeah, I have characters. So this needs to be loop local. So it resets on each iteration. Okay. So we should be able to see these moving. Okay. This shit is so annoying. I still have no idea what the fuck the thing is even asking me to look for. Maybe I can find out. So, I don't know. Dude, oh shit. God damn it. I just closed a pane. Time syntran main.syntran. Put that in the log. So it has to be just 2 lines, right? It can't be a filled in triangle. So how many robots do we have? 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That wouldn't even... Okay, what if it's just like not the bottom row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How the fuck do these 4... I'm just gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess what they're asking for. 1, 2, 11. 11 by 1, 2, 7. 7 by 11, that's the size of the test input, right? 7 by 11 or 11 by 7. But then, like, so this one has x is bigger than y. This one has y is bigger than x. So do I just assume that there's like a point at the top and then diagonal lines going down from both sides? Like, can it be shifted? Because there's going to be extra y space at the bottom. Like, there's going to be a lot of extra y space at the bottom. So can it be shifted up or down at all? I have no idea what the fuck they're asking for. This is so annoying. How? No, we have like 500 robots. Are they just going to be on top of each other? 500. Like, I don't know what shape I'm supposed to be looking for. I'm so mad. I hope I haven't, like, accidentally said any slurs. Because I'm, like, mad enough to start saying slurs right now. Okay. So I can just use this cares array. I would set up a Boolean array, but I just went through all the work of making a string array. So we might as well use that. That did not work. The fuck is wrong with this? Need a parenthesis. Okay, this is the test input. So that's mid X. Let's just assume that it's at the top and then try looking for that. And we don't want to go out of bounds because it's not square. Like, I don't understand why the test input has a different aspect ratio than the actual input. That also makes this confusing, because if I'm looking for a shape, how does that shape... I'm so mad at this problem. It's going to be mid X minus Y, mid X plus Y. So if these form a triangle, like, Christmas tree is so ambiguous. You have to show an example. This is fucked up. Cares x1 y not equal to this. This is just the made up character that I assigned. It should really be a Boolean. Is tree is false and break. I was going to copy and paste that, but it can just be x2y not equal star. And then we can break out of this too. This should print part 2. It's just gonna like run forever, right? Line. So that's not even right. Was I just... well, yeah, this was not even right. Maybe if I ran this correctly, I would have seen what I was supposed to see. No, we're not doing every step at once. Now we're doing one step at a time. So just position plus equals 1 velocity. Let's print this again. So maybe I'll see the pattern that I'm supposed to be looking for. Yeah, they only show you one robot. Start out like this. I think I've already moved one by the time I print it. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to scroll through this whole thing? Is 12 a triangular number? No. 10 is a triangular number. Maybe if you have some of them on top of each other. I might have to give up here because I don't even understand what they're asking me to look for. Would it be a no, 1 plus 3. So there's a Christmas tree here. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus, that's not going to be a not triangular number, but 12's not one of these either. I could do like another 100 or something, but this is painful to scroll through. Okay, now we have more iterations. I could just run it on the real input and pray that my code is right. Seems highly risky. Like, did I already do that and let it run for a second? Yeah, I'm not going to scroll through this indefinitely. I have no idea what the fuck they're asking me to look for. Is tree. So we're looking for a midpoint. So at the top, we're looking for 1 point in the middle. So y is going to be 0, so we're only checking 1 point in the first row. And then we're going to offset them from the midpoint by the row. So the triangle is going to get wider as we go down. So that's what this does. And if we don't find the characters, we set this to false. I think I'm just going to let it run. Probably. Oh, I just have a hard-coded loop limit of, 500. I was like, it finished, I got an answer. No, I don't have an answer. Okay, so I don't want to log that all the time. That will be less verbose. How fast does this go? It goes pretty damn fast. Okay, I'll let this go till like at least 20,000 iterations. And then maybe I'll check the Reddit. So basically what I'm expecting like, is this what they're asking me to look for? Okay, but I made this grid the wrong size because it's not actually a square grid. So is this what a fucking Christmas tree is? I have no idea. I guess that's a Christmas tree. Are the edges like staggered, or are they straight lines all the way up and down? And then does it have to appear here? Like since the space is not square, or it's not 2 times square, right? If it was like an aspect ratio of 2 to 1, this tree would only fit in one place. But because it's not, you can shift this up or down. So do I need to check if it's shifted like that? Like it could look like this. Let's pretend that's 1 time step. Or it might have an extra row on the top instead of having an extra row on the bottom. Is that what they're asking me to look for? I have no idea. I think I can implement this check easily enough. I can find the max Y position and then just iterate from there. So. Okay. Let's change mid-x to x-mid, because that's going to be more consistent with y-max. That's going to be the... I need a loop to do this. I need a max val function Fortran has it, Syntran doesn't have it yet. So let y max equal -1. Max, y max, p's 1i. Okay, is this something reasonable at least? I still have to update this loop, but I want to see if my y maxes are reasonable. Okay, most of the time, actually I want y min. Min, and then let's initialize it to a big number. 2 times ny is effectively a big number. Always getting 0. Okay. I guess that's possible. So maybe I didn't need to do all that. So for y and y min up to ny, and then we need a bounds check. So, if x1 less than 0, continue. And if x2, it's more of a break. Yeah, we should break at this point. So maybe it's not shifted. If y min is always 0, then I guess it's not shifted. Why don't I at least t this into a log? Anything non-zero? No. Zeros. We don't have non-zeros. So there's always a robot in the first row. Okay. I'm going to look at the Reddit because I have no idea what the fuck these people are talking about. Okay. I get that idea. We can check if each robot is at a unique position. Coming up on 40,000, so I don't think that's working. Okay, let's have an array of counts. And okay, where do I set up my cares array? It's going to be zeros nx by ny. And then for each robot in a spot, we're going to increment the count. So counts x, y plus equals 1. Then I also want like a max count. So if every robot is at a unique position, this will be the case. Okay. And then so we don't infinite loop. I don't know. Let's see what that does. Maybe let's not print every iteration. And I don't really want to print this stuff either. I think I can just continue. Yeah, this code does not work. So we just have dead code after that continue. Now we wait. Maybe I should check that on the test input. Okay, so this is every robot at a unique position, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that must have happened 10 times, because when num unique hits 10, then I break. Okay, so that's not an infinite loop on the test input. How about this? If, let's print every 100. That's what I meant to do. Callie, come on. You can't be up here. Come on. Okay, there's a unique spot. Printing way too often. I could do like once every 1,000 or even once every 10,000. Okay, so which one of these look like a Christmas tree? Oh, holy shit, there's a... That is fucking ridiculous. How the fuck was I supposed to find that? Okay. 8179. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus fucking Christ. I would have never figured that out if I didn't just read this random comment. So you criticize me for cheating. I did not figure this out by myself. But like, what the fuck is up with this problem? I didn't do Advent of Code for the first many years that it existed. So you can see that I have 2 stars in 2018. I did this as a warm-up. And this was just a year where I hadn't done anything, so that's the only reason I did 2 stars in 2018. I think maybe I did this one this year as a warm-up. So I really started in 2022. So they've had like 7 years to go before I started doing this. And I think like there's a puzzle design aspect, so they have to like learn how to write the questions clearly. And I don't know. I haven't looked at 2015. Maybe they weren't perfect back then. But in the years that I've done this, every problem, even if I couldn't solve it, I at least like understood the question. Come on, Kelly. Come on. Come on. Yeah, but then what the fuck is today? This was the worst problem I've ever seen in terms of like the posing of the problem itself. Picture, like, was I supposed to know to look for this rectangular frame around it? If they said like some of the robots form a rectangle, okay, I could have looked for that. And like, yeah, there are staggered edges here. This is not at all what I was trying to search for. And then there are also points outside of it which are not part of the picture. Most of the robots. Yeah, so it's not all of the robots. I was thinking like all of the robots formed a picture. So there are robots outside that aren't part of the picture. Oh my god. It was the first one. So this was the first frame where all of the robots were in unique positions. If they asked for that, I could have solved it easily. Is it always the first one? Oh, they do it every time apparently. Oh, is this periodic? I don't think they say. Very rarely. Okay, is it the same picture every time? So this one, how many rows below the Christmas tree? I know this text is unreadable. 37 rows below the Christmas tree. Looks roughly similar. Yeah, 37 again. And then we have like this pattern at the bottom. Okay, so it's periodic and it's the same pattern every time. Maybe that's what I was supposed to look for when the first time that the robots hit a pattern. And that's kind of similar to advent of code problems that I've seen before. But in my opinion, this was a terribly posed problem. Who am I to criticize? Like, I can't sit here in my armchair and complain that this problem is poorly designed because I've never made something like advent of code. I participate in advent of code. I solve the problems, but I don't make the problems. So it's really not fair for me to complain. Okay. Well, I'm done in an hour. At least I'm not up all night working on this. I have to figure out how to get my font size reset correctly, because I have no idea what my original zoom was. Speaking of zoom, my cat has the zoomies right now. She's going nuts on a spring toy or something right now. Okay, I don't need the log. This isn't even done really. So you have to search the logs manually to find the IT that corresponds to the puzzle answer. I still don't clearly understand what they're even asking for. Maybe just break on the first num unique, i.e. when all of the robots are in unique positions with no overlaps. But do they necessarily form the picture of a Christmas tree at that point? I don't know. I should just delete that stuff. I cleaned up day 13 a little bit, so I have a couple other commits there. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to end the stream and go to bed. Is anybody else on Reddit like complaining about this? This just infuriates me. You thought this was fun? Maximum density. Well, it's not like average density, because the average density over the whole space is the same. You must have like a moving window where you're looking at densities. But I didn't even get that from the puzzle text. I thought maybe it might be a very sparse Christmas tree with just 2 lines going diagonally, not filled in the middle. And density would not help you if that's what you think a Christmas tree looks like. Horizontally symmetrical. That would be a weird looking tree, wouldn't it? How? I'm amazed that that guy did that in like an hour. You scrolled through all that? Well, why the fuck would that have anything to do with it? Yeah. I'm with you, David. David Sherrick. David S. Herrick. Yeah, that doesn't work because they're robots that are outside of the picture. I should have thought of cycle detection. But I don't know if that would help me because, you know, if the Christmas tree happens periodically, then the step after the Christmas tree happens periodically. And 2 steps after the Christmas tree happens periodically. So basically every step is periodic. So you can't just detect the cycle. You would still have to look at every frame within the period of the cycle, unless you know what you're supposed to be looking for. See, again, this is assuming that it's like a dense picture. Like, I thought it's just 2 lines, and this would not work for that unless you know what they're asking you to look for. I'm still kind of mad about this. So, I think I should just stop. Alright. I committed, right? Yep, I pushed. Okay. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Thanks to everybody who's watching on YouTube after the fact. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you next time. Bye.